But you're here. And you gotta do the.
Okay, for the roll call,
Broad,
present.
Palazzo,
Present.
DeBowser,
Present.
Brick.
Barely.
Okay, Lancaster, Noel, Sarniso, Smith. 7 present, 1 absent.
Someone's supposed to do something and they didn't do it, is my understanding, so she had to do it. So she may be late, she may not show up, so we'll see. She did reach out and let me know some minimum. Okay, any additions or changes to the agenda? Do we need an executive session, anything of that nature? Okay, we can move on to the approval of last month's minutes. Any discussion?
I'll second.
Second. Any further discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor of approval of the minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. Okay, so that's the August 6th minutes. We also have the July financial report. Is there any discussion? If not, we have a
Approved.
second. Second. Give that one to Peter. You heard him first. It's the Casey motion and Peter seconded. Do you have any discussion on the July 2024 financial report? No discussion. All in favor of approving the financial report, so I'm saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion. Okay, so we are to the portion of public comment. I had 3 people that I took a picture of the list on my way in. So if somebody, there's only 4 folks in the audience, I have 3 people on here. So if the 4th person, maybe I didn't get your name, but if you'd like to comment, this is the time to do it. I'm seeing new people that I don't know if I've seen before, so cool. Thank you for being here. If you're not familiar with how the process works, you state your name and municipality, and so basically. That's just who.
I was just told to sign in.
Oh.
He just does it. He's old. All right.
We didn't want to talk to that guy. Diane Sawyer. Diane, you are first tonight.
Diane Sawyer, and I'm landlord of this town with IUP, and my husband worked there, and my mother did 2 years ago. And I got a phone call, I think Thursday night at 6:30 from People's Natural Gas. I own property from Taco Bell from 10th, 11th Street. And my questions or concerns is the road or my street, because of my tenants, they I have some parking issues with this new project coming. And I'd like to know when this roads, street scraping or whatever they're gonna do, when it's gonna be to begin, when it's gonna end. It's supposed to, I think, go from School Street today down to, I don't know whether it's going down to Bruno's or whatever, but they're gonna do the side street first. But we're talking about the top of the traffic light where Taco Bell is clear down 11th Street. And I just need to know some information if the gas company is going to resurface the street, my street down there, or how some of this planning or what is gonna work, because I have 15 houses involved here.
Okay, just so I make sure I understand your question. So I apologize, this isn't normally a give and take, but I want to make sure that we direct you to the right area to get your question answered. Just so I understand your question, you got notified by the gas company, they're gonna be doing work on your block and
10th,
your,
10th Street, right, behind that coffee place, they're gonna start at 10, go down the corner to 11th, and clear maybe the 11th, clear down to Philadelphia. I'm not sure. I need to know how some of this is gonna evolve.
okay,
How
so
long
you're
this-
seeking more information on this particular project and how it'll impact your rentals.
I do.
Right?
I have, yes, I have parking, they have paid for parking, and I went back, like, certain day, is this gonna go on till November, or are we gonna?
Well, all right, hey, and I don't mean to cut you off, but if that's the premise of your question, did we just send them to Paul, or do you happen to know the
I
answer?
mean, Peoples is the one that is deciding.
We're lucky, I'm shocked that you even got a message, that's a good, that's a
We are.
start. They're not, even- they're doing
Well,
the work and not even, it's
today-
20 people.
Today I got a message from the electric company, I think it's 18th and 19th, from, there's many streets in town, Maple Street, 11th Street again, and he listed maybe 10. We're not gonna have electric for 2 days.
Well, it's one day, the other day is a makeup day,
Okay.
yeah.
Because I thought, I didn't understand, I guess IUP, because my students have, they do their work in my houses, but I guess IUP has their own electric service or what, I wasn't aware of
I
this.
tell you what, ma'am, can you, just in the interest of the moving the meeting along, do you mind, I have your name. Do you mind, giving Lori maybe your phone number or email, and we can maybe check with our, Public Works Director to see if he has any more information, and we can try to reach out. I don't know if he does, but he would be the person to ask.
Cause I need to know, after the gas company digs the street up, are they gonna repave it? Because
Yes.
They're supposed to.
They do not have to be, they do not notify us of their plans and what they're doing and when,
Yeah.
but they do have to pave the street to the middle line if they tear up.
Okay.
So,
But
they do that under their contract when they're done.
over by
whatever that is.
96th Street, they just dug a hole, they didn't.
Right, it could take,
They will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they
have to
will
do
come back to do it,
It may
but
take a little while.
they put a temporary in, and then their paver will come in and do
Yeah.
a lot of it all at once.
But if you can leave, I apologize, we do have to continue going. And honestly, we don't know the right answer, right? Paul's the person to ask. So if you give us contact information, we will certainly try to follow up with you.
Really, cause this summer, my
We-
street,
we
my
may-
residence street was,
We understand.
I didn't get lawnmower people for 3 weeks, or
No, we
because
understand.
my street was, yes.
It's a frustration that we're trying to navigate the best we can, all of us. So thank you for your time, and if you don't mind, then we would try to reach out to you and give you an update.
Thank you for your
Okay.
time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, is that Ian or Jan?
Jen.
Jen, spell it.
KES.
Ken, oh my gosh. Sorry about that, Ken,
That's
is
okay.
spelled correct, so
So,
your last name?
SET.
I am not on my game today, okay, Ken.
Good evening. You're missing the boat. Twice now, I've experienced something that I think is totally wrong. You have a holiday event, Santa Claus comes to town, big parade. You drive out here at 422, you're gonna see people from Ellerton, Schwant, and that side area coming in groves. You charge $5 a park in a parking garage. That's welcome Indiana. for me to get out of my car and ask the parking attendant, where the money going? Curiosity. 2 or 3 of them there in a policeman. It's for a Christmas party for us. Not going to Children's Hospital would be a great thing. Welcome, Indiana. What about a food bank in times of need right now? Welcome, Indiana. Or nothing at all. If you're that close to making budget, you already made it. If you're that close to being poor, you're already poor. That's not welcome, Indiana, for people out of town coming for festivity. It's been ruined for a while, and I put them like that here. Don't want to waste your time and my time. Born and raised here my whole life. I now live right outside in White Township. August 15th, girls softball day. An appalling day. I come here at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I park in front of the library. Knowing we're gonna get tickets till 7 o'clock. Put my money in a meter. You had a bed over here on A Street. Very nice. And whoever organized that and everything, great. Everybody from out of town, by the time I got up to, before I get there, as I leave my vehicle and I'm walking up past A Street, here comes the ticket lady out of the Borough building. And what's the first thing she does? The first 2 cars? Gives them a ticket. Why do you think they're in front of the Borough building on a Thursday evening? When there's not a restaurant closed and nothing else going on right there? There's better money up there. Welcome, Indiana. Then you turn around and I walk up there and a waiter comes out of Scrooge, wants to know what's going on. So I explained to him, he said, I never seen this many people in town. That was a good feeling. But this parking ticket thing really is bad. You go up there, I'm seeing kids from Creekside and every other little league and little community around town, the area, with their little league shirts on. Happy as a lark. Mom and dad might have been there all day, maybe went to the restaurant. In the afternoon, they come out to their car, after they spend 2 hours on 7th Street with a band and everything going on, they'll find 1 or 2 tickets on their windshield. Now, if they don't pay it that night, it's more money the next day. And if they pay it by phone, it's more money. You did not need to ticket those cars that given day. That was a foolish mistake. Oh, by the way, welcome to Indiana. If that's how you have open arms, it's appalling for me. We say I'm born and raised and I'm from Indiana. You insulted everybody who doesn't know about the parking tickets that given day. To find out at the end of the festivity that you all organized and the county commissioners and Bill, everybody signed off on it. To take another quarter or 2 or $7 or $9. And if you're blessed, you can pay by credit card for $12. Welcome to Indiana. You're missing the boat. I traveled. 4 cities better. The Canning Party, the band here last week, they open arms. Ward, open arms. Williamsport, open arms. It is not today. Welcome to Indiana. I hope you think about it. Hope you talk about it. If you do need to make that $5 for a food bank or for the teddy bear fund, ask the clubs, the Elks, the Eagles, whoever. Get 2 or 3 volunteers, have a policeman stand here. We'll take the money, tell them what it's for, and put it in a bucket for something good. That would be welcome to Indiana. Have a good night. Thank you. If anybody wants to ask me any more questions, I have more than just what I wrote down, or what I see like that.
Thank you for being
Thank
here
you.
tonight. But did anybody else sign up that I didn't catch? That was the last name I had on the list. Did either one of you folks want public comment? No?
I'll tell you what, it's all over.
Well, we're 3 minutes if you like.
I didn't sign up, Tom Johns, live in White Township. The only question I had with all this construction going on. I think a lot of people have noticed some of the paving that they have done is already settling. And are they holding them responsible for that, or? I just hate to see another mess like Church Street. Where
I mean,
that was,
a lot of what the paving that you're seeing is the temporary paving.
no, it's not. like on Chestnut Street and stuff.
But they might be
That's
coming,
temporary.
it's still temporary,
Chestnut Street's temporary.
yeah. They have to come back and finish it, but there may be other work for them to do, and so they wait.
Because a lot of it, they paved the whole street.
Yeah, because they have to. But,
They're gonna come back and grind it down.
yeah,
They very well may. I don't, our electric. bills
we don't
are
understand the process.
Yeah, because it's just the case
They can
where
afford all that.
they're not compacting the
Yeah.
ditches like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are holding
Because,
them.
because it's not permanent, they don't go through our normal, like,
Inspection.
If
process.
it's just,
inspection
if
process.
it's just the narrow and not curved to center line, then it's not, it's temporary. It has to be curved to center line.
You get down like,
Even if it is, it's sometimes not permanent. Yeah, it's.
yeah, but now I'm talking,
Yeah.
these streets are paved from curb to curb.
Well, the
They're
long
like
and short of it is when you see challenges like that, by
Yeah.
all means, like you can call or email into the borough and let
Yeah.
us know, bring our attention to it. Cause sometimes they do a poor job and sometimes they need to be called back. And then most of the time, they're perfectly willing to come back and fix the mistake. They make. I don't know.
Because it's a shame, you know, they pave the streets and you end up, for the most part, they've done a very good job.
Yeah,
You know, Shadco has done,
Yeah, and if you see the
Well,
challenge,
sure,
just
sure,
call in,
but-
email in and let us know about it and our
But
public
I
works
say
director
it's
gets
noticed-
on it.
on a lot of those places, it's starting to settle already.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
All right, if that's it for public comment, then we will continue on with we said we did not need an executive session. So moving to committee reports.
Okay. The administration committee has a whole bunch of action items.
All of them.
No, they're all things.
It's fun.
The first ones do not need seconds, because they were approved at the committee meeting. And the first one is a motion to adopt the attendance policy, the council attendance policy now. Before we vote on that, I want to point out that there is what amounts to a typographical error at the beginning of the fourth paragraph. As it's in your, because it's ungrammatical the way it's written.
Paragraph.
The fourth paragraph. Paragraph 1. There's something about the missing.
The council members, was 30 minutes of the meeting.
Doesn't say it, council member, it's
The council member missing.
Oh. There you go.
so if you just take out,
Council member missing 30 minutes.
So
Yeah, there's something, there's a comma after something.
Yeah, I just need a
no,
comment.
if you just take out the of. The indefinite article,
Okay,
oh, no, excuse me, take out the if. If a council member missing 30 minutes of any meeting where their attendance is required, that constitutes an absence.
So there needs to be a comment.
But the if,
yeah.
where would you put it?
After required,
After meeting or.
after meeting.
Well, the if needs to come out.
Yeah.
The other,
Okay,
those comments that you're talking about, maybe you're wondering if they don't, not required by those English grammar.
Nicole, are you,
We're just removing the.
get rid of it
Just get
and
rid
make
of
it
it.
a.
And I'm suggesting that we can do that as election.
A friendly
Or
amendment.
not, do we need to do it as an amendment?
No, I don't,
Can we do it just
that's
as
correct.
correcting a typographical error?
sounds good to me.
Okay, then that's the motion.
We've discussed this repeatedly, with the latest rendition being relatively recently. Have any further discussion on the motion? We're not spending any money, right? So simple, yea or nay should be acceptable, right?
Right.
So, you don't need a second, either say the motion, all in favor of the motion as stated, by saying aye. Any nay? Motion carried.
Okay. Second, we have a motion to authorize the borough manager to execute the 2025 minimum municipal obligation and to direct the borough manager to budget $385,993 as both an expenditure and revenue in the 2025 budget. Was approved. Ready to- so we don't need- Second.
I think we're spending money.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of money, actually.
Well, it's an expense and a
Both ways.
so. Okay, so just to be safe, why don't we go into two roll call vote, please? First, is there any other discussion on the motion? No, okay, anyway, please, Lori, if you don't mind.
Broad,
Yes.
Palazzo,
Yes.
Developers,
Yes,
Brick. Yes. Lancaster,
Yes.
Noel,
Yes.
Sarniso, Smith,
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
Okay, next we have two motions regarding the CDBG grant, the Community Development Block Grant. Speak alphabet. First one is move to approve a resolution authorizing the signing of a cooperation agreement between Indiana Borough and the County of Indiana to submit the application and administration, the application. Oops. This also has a. It should be administration. Linguistic problem here.
And
To submit the applications and administrator, and it should be administrator. The 2024 Community Development Block Grant Entitlement Program on behalf of Indiana Borough.
Well, the county's submitting the application and they're being the administrator. Yeah.
It's just a wrong version of that street.
so what's the correct version, just so she can correct it?
Up the OR and put on an E.
Nicole, are you with, Peter? Okay. Okay, so
That's the motion. And we approved this at committee.
is there further discussion on this? No further discussion. My only question is, are we approving them to spend money on our behalf or just apply and administer the grant?
Apply.
So we don't need a roll call necessarily, correct?
Not yet till it goes out for bid and everything.
Okay.
So once the project is out for bid and then we administer the.
So all in favor of the stated motion? Signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
And the second one on the same topic is a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the signing of a project scope and 3-year plan for the 2022 Community Development Block Grant application. That was also approved at the meeting.
Any discussion on that? As Peter stated, it was also in
Is
development.
it supposed to be 20?
That's what I'm looking.
Yes.
No, it should be 2025.
Yeah.
2024, I'm sorry. Yeah.
It was a comment.
I even read that one out loud and I didn't catch it.
Okay, so that should be 2024, correct?
Yes.
Five.
No, it's 2024 application.
Yeah, because if we're that, we'd have to either that or we got the other one wrong.
Yeah.
No, it's
Because they should be the
2024.
same,
It's
correct?
2024.
It's our 2024.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
We'll get it.
Okay, and the next one,
well, hang on, we gotta do that one, don't we?
did we vote on it?
No.
Oh, we didn't vote.
So he thought he missed,
That's all we've been
he
talking
missed a
about.
typo, just all thrown off now. Okay, again, we're not spending money yet, correct? So this is
No.
just,
Yeah.
any just further discussion on the stated motion? Okay. All in favor? Motion stated, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
All right, the next motion, which was also approved at the committee, is to approve hiring Andriana Malcotti for the vacant position in the police department.
Okay, now this one, we're hiring someone, so I assume we're spending money. So, it's a super roll call. Is there any further discussion? This was actually approved in two separate committees.
Yes, pretty much.
This is extra approved. So is there any further discussion? No discussion? In which case then, please call roll.
Broad,
Yes.
Palazzo,
Yes.
DeBouncer,
Yes.
Brick. Yes. Lancaster,
Yes.
Noel. Yes. Cerniso, Smith,
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
Motion carried. Welcome aboard.
And let's see. This one gonna need a second. Now we're spending money. A motion to pay application 3 to CNC Construction Inc. in the amount of $59,715.90.
Second.
Right, the invoice is in your package.
Moved in second. Is there any discussion on this invoice? This is standard work going on in the building, I assume, right? Sorry. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, we're spending money, so Lloyd, please call the roll.
Broad,
Yes.
Palazzo,
Yes.
DeBouncer,
Yes.
Brick. Yes. Lancaster,
Yes.
Noel. Yes. Cerniso, Smith,
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
All right,
Motion carried. There we go, sorry.
next we go to, again, this one's going to need a second. A motion to pay application 2B to HRANEC Sheet Metal Inc. in the amount of $3,600.
Second.
The second, any further discussion? It's again, it's been
Tyrannic. It's tyrannic.
Right, I said that. With its capitals, I just assumed that it's meant to be read as letters. I don't speak Eastern European languages.
Anyway, is there any further discussion on the stated motion? Lloyd, once again, please.
Yes. Broad,
Yes.
Palazzo,
Yes.
DeBouncer,
Yes.
Brick. Yes. Lancaster.
Yes.
Noel.
Yes.
Cerniso, Smith,
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
Motion carried.
And one more. Again, it's going to need a second.
Second.
Wait a second. Okay.
Maybe a
You're
motion.
so bad.
To pay application 3 to Shipley Plumbing LLC in the amount of $9,036.
Second.
And second.
I was waiting for the second.
Yeah, so is there any further discussion on the motion? In which case, one more time, please.
Broad,
Yes.
Palazzo,
Yes.
DeBouncer,
Yes.
Brick. Yes. Lancaster,
Yes.
Noel.
Yes.
Cerniso, Smith,
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
Motion carried.
Okay, then the rest of what we talked about at the administration committee is in your package. We reviewed the finances. Okay. We've been over all kinds of financial things that we just voted on. That's about it. That's all I have.
Okay. Any questions for administrator? Okay, moving on to community development. I mean, the big overall, two different arcs for the community development is Downton, Indiana. They've been doing a lot of events and they've been going on pretty darn well. And so hopefully that trend continues on. And then the comp plan is chugging along towards the finish line. I do think the finish line is a little farther away than it was stated at community development.
I saw that date.
Yeah. But it is still approaching completion. It's just taking its dear sweet time to get there. So we're pushing, everyone's pushing forward, just trying to get it right. Yeah, I mean, and we all heard about the grant coming in for sidewalks, so that's pretty amazing. There's really any new coming out of community development for us since the community development meeting. And so we don't have any action items. So that's all I have for community development. So we have questions. No questions. Okay, in which case then we're gonna move on to Public safety.
Hey, nothing to mention that happened since the last public safety meeting, but we do have a motion that needs to be voted on. And the motion is to approve a special events permit for a Save a Life event sponsored by Armstrong, Indiana Clearing Drug and Alcohol Commission in IRMC Park on September 26th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. It doesn't need a second.
Case then, is there any further discussion? It came from committee, so. Fair, see why I'm saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
We've had those events in the past, correct?
Not this one.
I don't think so. This one.
I mean, I'm sure they had them other places, but I believe it's the first time coming
In town.
to Indiana Borough.
I have nothing else.
Nothing else in public safety, okay. Public works,
We don't have any motions coming out of the committee. I know most of us, or maybe all of us were there. But for the press, the construction is moving along on the Borough building. We're working at the wastewater treatment plant and trying to get our engineering down for the big work that's gonna be done there in the next, over the next few years. 15th Street project is moving along. That's a stormwater replacement project in the, what was the third ward or like southwest ward now. And we're moving along with the Marsh Run report that goes to the DEP. And we'll be looking at that at the September Works Public Works Meeting. It's a big report that we'll have to follow as we move forward in our construction and repair of the Marsh Run interceptor. And a solar update. It looks like that's gonna be farther along in the process. We don't have any numbers yet, but we're looking at that for the future. That's about it. Does anyone have any questions from Public Works? That's it.
okay. Works, thank you very much. Okay, in which case, it's gotta find it in the paper, there's a lot of public work there. We're moving on to the commission reports, the planning commission. It was in the packet, but Peter, do you have anything to add?
No, I looked through that and it's got everything I had in my notes.
Yeah, all right, then. Any questions for Peter on the planning commission then? No questions for the planning commission, okay. Moving on to shade tree, Tammy, were you able to make the meeting?
I was not at the meeting, but I know that there was discussion of the 20 trees on Church Street that are gonna be taken down to be determined at another date. They'll keep us updated.
What will be determined?
When-
Like what the, when it would happen?
When the trees will be coming down and which trees will be replacing those.
You know about the money that was, I know we were discussing the funds that they need to spend, was that discussed?
Yes, it was, yes, I'm sorry, yeah, that was discussed, and they are going to go to and get contracts with the, local for trees.
Okay.
Oh, you mean for the ARP?
To actually put them in.
Yes,
Yeah, are we talking about two different things here?
no,
Are you talking about ARP money? Okay, good.
Separate money.
yeah,
Okay, well, it's,
so they had that 40,000 and so they wanted to spend it on trees, so there's no, they'll go get talk with the local people and some kind of
I get
contract.
something on paper.
Yeah.
okay, similar question about different money, just remind me, where's the money coming from for the Church Street project?
That's the leftover paving money, the paving,
From the paving, but from the third-party paving budget, right?
correct, that comes out of Public Works budget, that 250,000 that payment rolled out. So we had that leftover funding to do that, the sidewalk and the trees and
What was the amount again?
of the project.
10.
Wasn't it, because we had like, I think it was, yeah, I was thinking 60 or something, because we had enough. We had plenty left over to do it. We had over 70,000 left over.
That's what I
to-
thought, okay.
The paving,
I'll just put approximately 60.
because we went to Shade, we were gonna see if Shade Tree wanted to use some of that 40,000 to do the trees there.
Yeah,
Because if they needed something to do right away.
Yeah.
And, they kind of said no, but to use it for, if we had the funding, they would rather use it for something else. So that's, and I said, doesn't matter either way, we were planning on doing it, we're gonna complete that project. It's just, if it gets completed this year or not, I think the trees will be able to be taken out this year, but we're still waiting on, the pavers to get back to us. It's, I just think it's a smaller, it's a smaller job compared to what they
still give us the answer.
kind of.
Okay. Okay, so we're waiting for them about a timeline, a price, and what are we waiting on?
We have the price, we're just
That's
waiting,
odd.
hey, when are you coming? So
Okay.
tell us, because we need to get, the,
No,
first
that
of all,
does
the
make
trees,
more sense.
the trees are gonna start coming down. We already have 3 estimates for the trees to come down.
Okay, so I was asked this question, so I'm gonna ask it here. Why every tree?
According to Bob,
Okay.
that the trees are not the right trees for that location. So they're growing into the power lines. Again, this is which they're being cut.
Are there trees that go horizontal? I'm pretty sure they won't.
There's
These ones are going too high and the power company's gonna come in and butcher them and kill them anyways.
Yeah, they,
Well, then how do we wait for them to do? Do they charge us?
because we still have to take
So
it down.
we have to take that out because even,
They won't pay anything.
No, that's
yeah,
tops
they'll
off.
just
then we
cut
have
the
to do
tops
rest.
off. that we have to
Around.
cut it out.
Yeah, because I'm planning on going to the next, I might call Bob and ask him directly. Because I was looking at him on the way here today, because obviously I live on Church Street. For those of you who don't know, I live on Church Street. And they're. I mean, she nailed it. Hey, if they came and cut the tops off all these trees, thanks. That's all they need. And so somebody was pushing back on
According
me
to
and I'm,
Bob, will they die? I don't know.
well, it depends on how, cut the top, how
Yeah.
much the top is cut off. But, because someone was, one of my neighbors stopped and brought it up, that it's, well, we're taking out these mature trees, and not all of them are disturbing the sidewalk, this is true. I have 2 of 3 in front of my house aren't harming my sidewalk at all, right? And so to take them out is a little tragic feeling. Truly, they're beautiful in the spring. Now, so I'm not saying there isn't a reason why it isn't a compelling one. I'm just not always sure what it is in this. I shouldn't say always. I just don't remember what is the stated reason for all of them at this moment. And so, if
Well,
that's a Bob
lot of the
question, that's fine.
complaint- Yeah, the complaints were the. And I'm surprised for Bob to even say yes, because he's a stickler on removing trees, and for him to say, yes, they all should come out is. I took that as they all need to come out, because he really rarely ever says that. It's, so.
Yeah, because the particular person, like, sidewalks are fine. Like, they want to take the trees out in front of everyone else.
The sidewalks, but
The
that's.
sidewalks are fine.
Oh,
In this particular
in
question,
that,
in this particular section, so what I was told by Paul was the areas where the sidewalks aren't horribly decrepit, they're basically either reheated, re-stamped, and then
Re-stamped.
repainted.
yeah.
They're not tearing out. The majority of the sidewalk, for example, in front of my house, the majority of the sidewalk is fine. Right? And so if they're not tearing that out anyway, then, right, the question is, why can't we leave the tree alone? And again, not saying there isn't a reason, it sounds like it's not for this moment anymore. It's a Bob's question, who's not in the room, so. We can move on.
I think most residents would feel that way about take out mature trees.
I went down there and saw too, for myself, I was like, this seems like a little excessive for that many trees to come out. But when they started showing me, well, this tree's gonna go into here and this. So again, I have no experts with trees, I rely on Bob to say yay or nay. And that's who we
What
hired.
going back in there, that won't cause any problem. That's. you always have-
That was up to debate what was going back in there, so.
Well, as I told you on the phone, a shrub is going back in there, and only some of them, we don't want to get into the lines at all, because the lines aren't that high,
Yeah,
it just aren't. I mean, to get the electric lines, sure, 2 stories, but into the cable, the phone lines, and
We can always,
whatever, why there's 700 lines on those poles, I don't know, but
we can always bring Bob into a public works meeting and put this on and not, there's always a lot going on at public works, but if we limit it to like a 15-20 minute discussion.
It would be nice to hear. Cause that.
Yeah.
yeah, because
I'm a resident question, not mine. It's very specific, and I know he likes to keep the trees, but I feel like I've been here a long time and I've heard, are not the right tree, I'm like, well, we approved the trees, I don't.
Yeah,
Are they now not the right trees?
yeah, not to mention they've been there for 20 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if we're gonna have to answer the residents about this over and over, it'd be nice to hear the actual facts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
If we could put that on the resume, it'd be great.
yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna ask,
Bob to come to the,
okay, and the next question is, when are they slated to come out though? Because if,
they're still after that meeting, it was still put on hold because there was some tension between a couple of the shade tree members that didn't agree with it. So they were gonna go revisit the area again.
Okay.
And to see what trees along there.
Should we invite Shade Tree to a meeting to discuss this as well? And
I don't know.
Is that a bad idea?
Maybe it'd be easier for whoever wants to attend. the
yeah, I
shade
was
tree.
gonna go to the same tree this month to talk to them about this specifically. Yeah, just given
The time frame for us to go, for them
what
to
meeting
come
get
here.
invited to, and
Yeah.
public
Yeah.
works is always busy, as
Yeah.
stated, so. Okay. We sort of just jumped right into Nicole's report, if we want to just, if you want to just keep going, Nicole.
Yeah,
If that would, unless anyone else has any questions, shade tree related. Okay, yeah, so keep on going, Nicole, and your
Yeah.
borough manager's report is next.
well, everybody, Sam Kinley dropped these off from DI, complimentary tickets for their event. It's actually tomorrow night. So he gave everybody one of these, so he's, appreciated for the work that you guys work with downtown Indiana on, and, so he wanted to extend this, and I think the chief and the mayor got them too, so those were dropped off from Sam Kinley, so that's it on.
Should complimentary tickets, it says it's gonna cost us a bunch of money.
No, you don't have to, yeah,
VIP voucher.
yeah, so you do not have to pay for them, this
As
is.
the designer, I'll tell you.
So that,
Exactly. It's like, oh, no.
I just asked for a little bit of patience when it comes to updating. We're trying to update some things on social media, the Facebook and that. I'm doing it. I am not tech savvy, so I'm doing the best I can. We're gonna start interviewing. We have some interviews set up next week for the grant communication person. So hopefully we get this position filled and technology stuff will run a little bit smoother around here. Including packets that go out. So with that being said, hopefully we can get we're looking to, our new custodian. That position will be getting filled starting, next week. And we have a position getting filled at the street department on the 23rd. And hopefully we have a couple positions at the sewage plant starting here within the next month. Their background checks and stuff was run, so we're just waiting on some information to come back. So hopefully we'll get everybody up to full staff and continue right into budget process. So we're gonna start working on the budget here this month already. I can't believe it's that time, but it is. I think things should be going pretty smooth now. Everybody's been through this process. The chief, he has a good grasp of his budget. We'll work with each department head for our budgets and that. I think it should be again, be prepared. We said this last year, we didn't have a tax increase. I want everybody to remember that. This year, just with the basic stuff here, we need to increase taxes. So, we don't know how much yet, but the mayor, he's gonna have a meeting and he'll probably discuss it about the ambulance service and that, so. That will be a topic for discussion, so just keep in mind that, expenses, that are occurring that the borough just will have to maintain with, and the only reason to do that is by raising taxes. So hopefully we can keep it to a minimum. But with that being said, I think that's it. I really don't have anything much. It's busy time.
So the landlords pass that on to their tenants.
Next case.
I mean, that's usually how business works.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was a. I didn't,
That's how business works. I mean, as expenses go up, risks go up, that's the circle of life. Capital.
And the public works meeting, we're gonna, just to give you a heads up, we're gonna have the two gentlemen from, Waste Management come in to talk about our garbage contract is up. It was a 5-year agreement and it is up. So just be prepared to, some changes being made to possibly the way our garbage pickup is run and, look at different options. So we'll have to keep our options open, and again, there's always we could put it out for bid if we have to, so. Need to do that, but that's it. So it was gonna be a busy meetings coming up.
you said that's 2 representatives from Waste.
From Waste Management.
Speaking of that, I have a question on recycling. And I apologize, you have explained this, I just don't remember your answer. So recycling in the borough, remind me how it functions. They come take the recycling, then they sell it, I'm assuming,
Yeah, it goes to there's an Indiana County Solid Waste Authority.
right?
They're in charge of it. Actually, I sit on their board and, they pick it up, they sell it, and then our quarterly fees based on how much recycling is given, that we'd get sometimes back in the days, we used to get good credits, but now that credit comes off based off of how much recycling is done.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make a number, so if their cost to pick up everyone in the borough is $1,000, and they sell $1,500 of recycling, you would get some of that back to some
Yes.
form or fashion,
Yeah.
but if it costs $700, but if they only sell it for $700, we get a bill for $300?
Yes, but basically, yeah, there's a formula that we get a bill for every quarter. We've been paying into recycling for the last, I would say, 8 years. It's been a while since we've had a credit, 10, and maybe even 10 years back then. Way back in the days, we used to have credits on our recycling bills.
When's the last time we looked at that?
Well, there's nobody else. County
based on
Solid
market
Waste is
price
the
of,
only, it's the market price. Yeah,
So market price of recyclables.
We don't have to do it,
we don't need.
but it's recycling, but we pay for it.
What are you at?
You wanna never talk about it?
Well, I mean, like, we're
What?
still.
We only pay but residents only pay $1 to recycle. I mean, what we.
But they're paying taxes to pay for.
I mean, if we're paying a fee, then we're paying for this every single year. The service is being done that makes no money. Isn't that a thing that ever needs to be talked about?
But
Like
the
crazy?
authority is making money, but that's the Indiana County Solid Waste Authority is making money, but they have.
Right,
multiple-
but if we signed up for a service, and in that, sometimes we get a credit, sometimes we have a bill. Right?
Yeah.
If we always have a bill, then it's. We
But
never
what we
look at what the
charge-
cost.
What we charge, what we're charging the people on their utility bill is covering the cost.
Okay, and that's it, it's exactly that number.
Yeah,
It's like a service and a fee, just like.
yeah.
This.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't change a month, like my bill, your bill doesn't change a month based on.
Right, it's based on our overall, we look at, we raise the rates based on like, because we raised
Yeah.
the rates, not too long ago for public works.
Yeah,
So we do look
yeah.
at it, and I'm not
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I'm
We
just
do look at
saying,
it.
let's do
Yeah.
recycling if we're not making money.
Well, eventually, I think it's.
Just for clarification, too, the state passed a law in 1988 that says any municipality with a population over 5,000 has to recycle.
Ah, okay, well, that shed some light into it. Then.
I think it would also be cheaper too, to eliminate that burden to run education campaigns or to make recycling more accessible.
That's what they're trying to do. That's what that's Solid Waste is trying to do.
Right.
It's like at a higher rate
Yeah.
than the rest of the.
And my question on this topic is, we used to recycle more, now they accept less. Were we making there's fewer items that they allow, like your strawberry cartons and stuff for a while weren't allowed.
They're still not, they've always been not allowed.
Weren't they way back in the beginning?
We added, I mean, we used to not do,
We used to not
Not
do
do
plastics,
plastics,
and
we
now
added-
you can do plastics 1 to 2 bottles.
yeah.
So are there, I mean, can we recycle more?
It's a matter of selling, like, we can return, like, turn in more recyclables, but if they're using this trash, then we're paying.
You
Right.
can take other things down to the recycling center, but the borough doesn't
Yeah.
get any credit.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
but is there a way for Borough to get more credits?
Yeah.
I mean, if we are creating
Yes.
trash,
We
which
talked about, there was like a Blairsville truck that they were gonna donate to.
Yes, a satellite, we were talking
Yes,
about.
to
putting
have like
it somewhere
cardboard
here.
recycling in the borough. But the issue with Blairsville and why they wanted to get rid of it is because people were just using it as trash can.
yeah.
And so we would have to then monitor those drop-off facilities.
Right.
So one of the suggestions I had made was to put it in this parking lot next to the police department, because then people would be less likely to throw trash in it. But,
Or the parking garage.
Yeah.
we use-
Yeah.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
some way where the surveillance, I don't know, but.
When that old fire station came down,
Yeah.
originally
We
we
were
talked
talking
about that,
Yeah,
and we
that
ended up
was-
doing parking
that was my
spaces, but,
focus.
well, I mean, that was 15-20 years ago that we were gonna put, stations down in where that old fire station was.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
that's
not-
always but
Yeah, it would be great to get more credit, especially cardboard.
There's a
That
lot
was
of
one of those things.
newspapers, I
Yes.
argue, like, why can't we do newspapers?
And what is their logic? I mean,
Because nobody gets newspapers anymore.
No, but
They do.
They do.
You have to have it, you have to package
You have
it,
to back
Right.
it up.
yes,
Oh, and I'm not.
Yeah.
okay,
Some people don't do, so you could do.
so like, I mean, to Jessica's question, is there nothing else that
The,
can be
we can't add anything else that has to be picked up because we've already added the plastics to the truck and they built.
So the
it
trucks are
separate.
full. is
The
what in other
trucks
words,
are full,
Okay,
there's nothing else to go on the trucks. We
okay,
have to pay for either a separate pickup or a central location and then transport that stuff.
and like.
And we would have to then pay for
What's
the transport
Gotcha, okay.
in
Yeah.
full.
There,
do the Thursdays.
Do the bars.
So we've essentially landed on piece of painful.
Right now, we're just holding steady unless somebody takes up my idea of putting in the police building.
She's
can we
like,
just include that in our renovation plan? Just add a little amendment on there for renovation.
Cardboard recycling trucks.
I think we might have-
That's what, Tamara had a good question about the bars recycling and how do you,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was part of a big,
How do you encourage that? Because I think we get credits also.
education,
it's difficult because like the facilities they would need to maintain that are much larger and a lot of them is private companies.
And then there are
rather than use
bars,
municipal trucks.
there are bars like Cal Patty's, he does it on his own, he takes it
Yeah.
down.
I think
To
they're.
the waste, cause I've seen him down there.
Yeah.
Recycling beer bottles and cans and stuff, but he
They
pays
They
directly.
would almost need a separate
waste
pickup
management.
system because it's larger than what the volume is.
Yeah.
We can't have a lot of trucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that, that was
Like a
one of the
special
things.
pickup, like, is that like an extra?
We just recently became a member of the board. Prior to that, we were not.
no.
So
yeah.
like.
So just
Yeah,
for clarity,
I
we
got
don't
three
collect on
minutes.
recycling, so we don't get a credit. And yet the bars would fill the trucks completely,
Yeah.
and that's bad.
It's not that, it's just that
They
we have to
still-
get the authority to agree.
Ah, okay.
But we're giving them a lot of money, right?
Well, no, it's
So-
really, it's not.
It's just
We're
like-
giving them,
Yeah.
So what is the incentive of
You're
the
giving them
authority
the
to help
ability to
us
make
when
money.
we're paying them and they're made whole every time? We have to pay money.
They don't. have
Come get this stuff from the bar.
It's a
How do
service.
we ask?
It's a service that
It's a
we
service.
wanted, it's the
Yeah.
service.
Apparently
of
we
the borough.
have to have it. Not
Wow,
something.
Yeah,
That
that's,
makes it.
I mean, we could hire our own manpower and do our own recycling stuff if you wanna get into that, but.
Well, how do we
How much you're paying?
request them to help the bars out in that case?
Yeah.
Because that would help the quantity of recycling dramatically.
I would totally love.
we would probably need to get the bars wanting to.
Yeah, that and
I bet you they would.